All right, get ready, because today we're diving into some seriously mind-blowing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The nine heavens and a realm of pure energy.
Okay.
We're going to be checking out excerpts from pasted text. And
Interesting.
this text, it just jumps right into the deep end
Oh, wow.
with this idea that, like, our thoughts can actually, like, shape reality.
Oh.
I know it sounds crazy.
It's a big one.
It's like, whoa, hold on a second. But
Yeah.
that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
For sure.
So pasted text lays out this journey
Okay.
through different spiritual levels. And it all leads up to this realm where, like, energy and consciousness are the ultimate forces.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine consciousness as this powerful tool that can, like, literally shape the universe.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
It's not just about what's going on inside of us, but, like,
Yeah.
the potential impact of consciousness on a cosmic scale.
Exactly.
And to really wrap our heads around this whole concept, we need to understand the nine heavens, which the text describes as stages of, like, spiritual evolution.
Interesting.
Not like physical places you could just go visit.
Oh, so it's more about states of being.
Exactly.
Levels of consciousness?
Yes, levels of consciousness that we can, like, potentially access as we grow and evolve.
I see.
Okay, so think of it like a ladder of consciousness.
Okay.
And we're starting with the first rung.
Right.
The first heaven.
Got it.
The text describes it as the foundation where we learn the basics.
Okay.
Like love, compassion, truth.
Sounds simple enough.
It does sound simple, right?
Yeah.
But the text emphasizes that, like, these aren't just, like, abstract ideas.
Right.
It's about actually, like, putting these principles into practice. Starting to build that foundation of love and understanding.
It's like learning your ABCs of spirituality.
Exactly. And once you've got those down,
Right.
you're ready to climb to the second heaven.
Okay, so what happens there?
Things get a little more intense.
Oh, how...
The second heaven is all about applying that love and compassion when things get tough.
Okay.
It's about facing challenges head on while still holding on to your inner light.
Interesting.
The text highlights the importance of, like, resilience,
Okay.
finding strength within yourself.
So it's like taking those basic principles from the first heaven and putting them to the test.
Yeah, putting them to the test in the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
And from there, you ascend to the third heaven,
wow.
where the focus shifts to, like, understanding the interconnectedness of everything.
That's a big one.
Remember that, like, web of actions and reactions I mentioned earlier?
I do, yeah.
This is where that concept really comes into play.
Oh, interesting.
It's easy to see our actions as, like, isolated events.
Right.
But the text suggests it's all connected.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
the text uses this analogy of a spider web.
Okay.
Every action, every thought
Yeah.
creates a ripple effect throughout the web, affecting everything else.
Whoa.
It's a really powerful concept that encourages us to think about the consequences of our choices.
Right.
And see ourselves as, like, part of a larger system.
So it's like a cosmic game of cause and effect.
Yeah.
But, like, on a much grander scale than we typically realize.
Exactly.
And that leads us to the fourth heaven,
Okay.
where the concept of duality takes center stage.
Duality, what's that all about?
So here the focus is on understanding that, like, seemingly opposite forces, like light and dark,
Okay.
joy and sorrow,
Yeah.
they're actually two sides of the same coin.
Interesting. So instead of fighting against them,
Right.
we're meant to find a balance.
That's the key takeaway.
Okay.
The fourth heaven is about understanding that duality. It's not a conflict to be resolved,
Okay.
but like a natural state of existence.
I see.
And it's within that balance that we can find true harmony.
Okay. Starting to see how each heaven builds on the last one.
Right.
Adds another layer of complexity.
It does. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
But I gotta admit,
Yeah.
this idea of finding harmony in duality, it's a pretty challenging concept.
It is. It definitely requires a shift in perspective.
Yeah.
And as we ascend to the fifth heaven,
Okay.
the text introduces a concept that pushes the boundaries of our imagination.
Ooh. Okay. I'm listening.
The power of manifestation.
Wait, are we talking like the secret level manifestation?
Yes.
Like our thoughts can actually create tangible reality?
That's what the text suggests.
Whoa.
In the fifth heaven, souls experience the power of creating through thought and intention.
Okay.
What we imagine can become reality.
It's mind-blowing, but also like
Yeah.
a lot of responsibility.
It comes with immense responsibility, for sure.
Yeah, if our thoughts can shape reality, that means
Right.
every thought,
Yeah.
every intention carries weight.
Absolutely.
That's a lot to wrap my head around.
It is.
But as you climb higher to the sixth heaven,
Okay.
the focus shifts to communication, but not communication as we know it.
Okay, intrigued. What's so different?
Imagine a world where you can't hide your thoughts or feelings.
Oh.
A realm where communication happens
Yeah.
on a purely energetic level,
Okay.
through pure intention and complete transparency.
So like a soul-to-soul connection.
Exactly.
Wow.
No more misinterpretations or miscommunications,
Right.
just pure understanding.
Sign me up.
Right. And that level of clarity and connection,
Yeah.
it's incredibly powerful.
It is.
It fosters deeper empathy and understanding, creates a sense of unity and shared experience.
I like that.
Wow, that sounds amazing. But honestly, I struggle to stay present for even 5 minutes.
Right.
How can someone like me tap into this eternal now?
Yeah. Well, the journey through the heavens is gradual.
Okay.
Think of each level as a stepping stone, helping you develop the skills and awareness for the next.
So starting with those foundational principles of love and compassion in the first heaven,
Right.
we build resilience in the second,
Yep.
grapple with interconnectedness in the third, find balance in the fourth.
Yes.
And in the fifth heaven, we start tapping into this incredible power of thought.
You got it.
And as we move into the sixth heaven,
Yeah.
we see how that clarity of thought translates into like a profound form of communication.
Right.
Where intention and understanding
Right.
reigns supreme.
I like that.
But the journey doesn't stop there.
Of course not.
We still have 3 more heavens to explore,
Can't wait.
each with its own unique lessons and insights.
I'm excited.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Me too.
Let's keep climbing this ladder of consciousness and see where it leads.
Absolutely.
But before we jump ahead,
Yeah.
I'm curious,
Okay.
what stands out to you about these first 6 heavens?
I think what's fascinating to me is how each level builds on the one before it. It creates this sense of progression and evolution.
Yeah.
It's not just about reaching the top.
Right.
It's about the journey itself,
I like that.
the lessons learned along the way.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's not just about reaching some far-off realm,
Right.
but about applying these concepts to our lives right now.
Exactly.
And that's where things get really interesting.
For sure.
Because let's face it,
Yeah.
who wouldn't want to experience a little more harmony, a little more clarity?
Right.
Maybe even tap into that manifestation magic
Absolutely.
in their own lives.
Yeah.
So how do we bridge the gap
Right.
between these lofty spiritual concepts and our everyday reality?
That's the question we'll delve into as we continue our exploration of the 9 heavens.
All right.
And trust me,
Yeah.
things get really exciting.
Okay, I can't wait to dive deeper.
Me too.
But for now,
Yeah.
let's take a quick break,
Oh, okay.
and we'll be right back to continue our exploration of the 9 heavens and this fascinating realm of pure energy.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we've made it through the first 6 heavens.
Wow.
Talk about a crash course in spiritual evolution.
It is right.
But pasted text, it
Yeah.
doesn't stop there.
Okay.
It takes us even deeper into this idea of a realm of pure energy that exists like beyond the 9 heavens.
I see.
It's described as the source of all creation, like
Yeah.
the wellspring of everything that exists.
That's pretty big.
And here's where things get really mind-bending.
Okay. Tell me more.
This realm transcends our typical understanding of like space and time.
Okay.
It's not like a place you could travel to,
Right.
but a state of being that's said to permeate all of existence.
So no physical location, no clocks ticking away,
Right.
just pure energy.
Just pure, unadulterated energy.
What's that even like?
What does that even look like or
Right.
feel like, for that matter?
Yeah.
The text describes it as a realm of interconnectedness,
Okay.
where everything is linked through what it calls divine light.
Divine light. So is that light in the way we typically think of it?
No, it's not light in the way that like we typically understand it.
Okay.
It's more like the essence of existence itself,
I see.
like a unifying force that connects everything.
So the very fabric of reality is woven from this divine light.
That's a pretty powerful image.
It is.
But what about us?
Right.
What happens to our individual consciousness in this realm?
Mm-hmm.
Do we just like dissolve into a sea of energy?
Not exactly. The text suggests individual consciousness still exists,
Okay.
but it's no longer bound by the limitations of like the physical body
Right.
or the ego. Imagine yourself as pure consciousness,
Okay.
radiating like a star,
Wow.
connected to every other star in the galaxy.
That's a pretty incredible image.
It is.
But if we're all just points of consciousness radiating like stars,
Yeah.
how do we interact in this realm?
Right.
Is there any kind of communication?
There is, but it's not through words or even thoughts as we know them.
Okay.
The text speaks of universal language, of resonance,
Okay.
where communication happens through pure intention and understanding.
So like a direct connection.
Yeah.
From one consciousness to another, unfiltered and immediate.
Unfiltered and immediate.
Whoa, that's fascinating.
Right.
So no more misunderstandings
Yep.
or miscommunications, just pure empathy and connection.
Yes. Sign me up for that.
Right. But if we're existing as pure consciousness
Right.
without like physical bodies, what's the point of shaping reality?
Right.
What are we actually creating?
That's a great question, and that's where the concept of manifestation takes on a whole new dimension.
Okay.
The text suggests that in this realm,
Yeah.
thoughts don't just stay inside our heads.
Right.
They directly shape the energy around us,
Whoa.
creating ripples that extend throughout the entire interconnected web of existence.
So every thought, every intention,
Yeah.
it's like a seed that's planted in this realm of pure energy.
I like that.
And those seeds grow into what? New reality,
That's the idea.
new experiences.
The text doesn't get into specifics, but it hints at the possibility of creating entirely new forms of existence.
Wow.
New experiences of being.
Okay, but isn't that a bit of a slippery slope?
It could be. Yeah.
If everyone's thoughts are shaping reality,
Right.
what's to stop this realm from descending into chaos?
Exactly.
It sounds like a recipe for cosmic anarchy.
That's where the importance of the journey through the 9 heavens comes in.
Okay.
The text seems to suggest that as we ascend through these levels of consciousness, we develop a deeper understanding of our own thoughts and intentions,
Okay.
and a greater sense of responsibility for how we use that power.
So it's not just about gaining the ability to shape reality,
Right.
but also about cultivating like the wisdom and compassion to
Exactly.
use that power responsibly.
That's the key.
But I gotta admit,
Yeah.
the idea of living in this eternal now without any sense of like past or future,
Right.
it's a bit daunting.
It can be.
Wouldn't we lose all sense of purpose or direction? Wouldn't life just become meaningless?
That's a common concern, but the text offers a different perspective.
Okay.
It suggests that by releasing our attachment to the past and future, we can fully embrace the present moment, experiencing life with a depth and intensity that's unimaginable from our current perspective.
So it's not about losing purpose,
Right.
but about finding a different kind of purpose.
Exactly.
One that's rooted in the present moment.
Yes.
And our connection to the universal energy that flows through everything.
I like that.
And that brings us to the final 3 heavens,
Okay.
where these concepts of unity, purpose, and the eternal now are explored in even greater depth.
Can't wait to hear about them.
Okay, I'm ready to keep climbing this ladder of consciousness.
Perfecto.
What awaits us in the 7th heaven?
The 7th heaven is described as a realm of refinement, where the lessons learned in the previous heavens are integrated and perfected.
I see.
Imagine a state of being where your thoughts and actions are perfectly aligned with your highest purpose,
Okay.
where your connection to the divine light is unwavering and profound.
That sounds incredibly peaceful and fulfilling,
It is.
but also like a lot of work.
It can be.
Do we ever get to like relax and just enjoy the view from up there?
The text doesn't speak of relaxation in the way that we might understand it,
Okay.
but it does describe the 7th heaven as a realm of profound joy and bliss, a state of being so fulfilling that the need for relaxation simply falls away.
Okay, so what's the next step on this journey?
Yeah.
What awaits us in the 8th heaven?
The 8th heaven is where the ego, that sense of separation from the divine, finally dissolves completely.
Wow.
Imagine experiencing unity with all of existence,
Okay.
a state of pure oneness, where the boundaries between self and others cease to exist.
Wow, that sounds almost unimaginable
It is.
from our current perspective.
It really is.
But if the ego dissolves,
Right.
who are we in that state of pure oneness? Do we even have a sense of self anymore?
That's a question that's been pondered for centuries.
It is.
The text doesn't offer a definitive answer,
Okay.
but it suggests that in the 8th heaven, we experience a profound shift in identity.
Okay.
We no longer identify as separate individuals,
Right.
but as expressions of the divine consciousness that flows through everything.
So it's like our individual drops of consciousness merge back into the vast ocean of universal consciousness.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
It is.
And it's in this state of unity that the text suggests we experience a level of bliss and understanding that's beyond anything we can comprehend from our current perspective.
Okay, I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded up here.
Right.
We've come so far, explored so much.
We have.
But there's still one more heaven to go, right?
We do.
What awaits us at the very top
Right.
of this ladder of consciousness?
The ninth heaven is described as the threshold.
Okay.
The gateway to that realm of pure energy we've been talking about.
Yeah.
It's the point where individual consciousness fully merges with the universal.
Okay.
Where we experience the ultimate union between creator and creation.
So it's like stepping through a doorway.
Yeah.
Into that realm of pure energy and pure consciousness.
I like that.
That sounds incredibly transformative.
It does.
But what happens after we step through that doorway?
Right.
What awaits us on the other side?
That's a question that pasted text leaves open for us to ponder.
Okay.
It offers glimpses and hints.
Right.
But ultimately, the experience of that realm of pure energy is something that each individual must discover for themselves.
I guess some mysteries are best left unsolved.
They are.
At least for now.
For now.
But before we wrap up our exploration of the nine heavens,
Yeah.
I want to bring it back down to earth for a moment.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Explored some pretty mind-bending concepts.
For sure.
But how do we apply this knowledge to our everyday lives? What's the practical takeaway from all of this?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And that's what we'll explore in the final part of our deep dive.
Right.
How do we take these lofty spiritual concepts and translate them into tangible actions, into a way of life that brings us closer to that realm of pure energy and pure consciousness?
Okay.
Even while we're still here on Earth.
Okay, I'm definitely ready to bridge that gap.
Me too.
Between the celestial and the terrestrial.
I like that.
But for now, let's take a moment to let all of this sink in.
Yeah, good idea.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
And I think we could all use a moment to process these incredible concepts.
For sure.
Okay, so we scaled the heights of the nine heavens.
Right.
Peered into this extraordinary realm of pure energy.
Yeah.
But now let's bring it all back down to earth.
Okay.
How do we actually, integrate these mind-blowing concepts into our everyday lives?
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all well and good to explore these lofty spiritual realms, but the real magic happens when we apply these insights to our human experience.
Exactly. So let's get practical.
Okay.
If we're trying to live like a more nine heavens-inspired life,
right.
Where do we even begin?
Well, remember that image of the interconnected web?
I do, yeah.
That's a great place to start.
Okay.
Every action, every choice creates ripples that extend far beyond ourselves.
Right.
So living with that awareness, recognizing our impact on the world around us, that's a fundamental shift.
So it's about being more mindful.
Yes.
More intentional with our actions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Realizing that even seemingly small choices can have far-reaching consequences.
Exactly. And this connects beautifully to the fifth heaven's concept of manifestation.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we may not be shaping entire realities with our thoughts here on Earth, but our thoughts still hold immense power.
Right. So if we're constantly dwelling on negativity,
that's going to create a very different reality. Right. Than if we're focusing on gratitude, hope, possibility.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, let's be real.
Yeah.
It's easy to get swept up in the busyness of life.
For sure.
And forget about all this mindful manifestation stuff.
It happens.
Any tips for staying on track?
One practice that resonates with the concept of the eternal now is mindfulness.
Right.
Taking a few moments each day to simply be present. To observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment.
Okay.
That can be incredibly grounding.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But honestly, I struggle to sit still for 5 minutes, let alone meditate for hours.
Yeah, it's tough.
Are there any other ways to cultivate that present moment awareness?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be formal meditation.
Okay.
It could be as simple as savoring your morning coffee.
Yeah.
Really paying attention to the taste, the aroma, the warmth in your hand.
That's it. Or taking a walk and truly noticing the sights and sounds around you.
Okay.
It's about bringing that conscious awareness to whatever you're doing.
So it's about finding those little pockets of presence throughout the day.
Exactly.
Rather than trying to force ourselves into some rigid meditation routine.
You got it.
And another key takeaway from the nine heavens, especially the sixth heaven, is the power of authentic communication.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
more hiding behind masks
Right.
or sugarcoating our words,
Mm-hmm.
it's about expressing ourselves with clarity and intention,
Yes.
but also listening deeply to others,
Right.
trying to understand their perspective.
It's about fostering genuine connection and empathy,
Yeah,
striving for that level of understanding that transcends words.
that ties in beautifully to the concept of unity.
It does.
That's so central to the higher heavens.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do we bring that sense of unity,
Right.
that recognition of our shared humanity
Yeah,
into our everyday lives? It's easy to feel divided these days,
it is.
especially with all the chaos and conflict in the world.
It's a challenge for sure, but remember, even in the midst of all that chaos,
Yeah.
we're still interconnected.
Right.
Every action, every interaction
Mm-hmm.
has the potential to either reinforce separation
Yeah.
or foster unity.
So it's about making conscious choices that bridge those divides.
Yes.
Whether it's reaching out to someone with a different viewpoint,
Mm.
volunteering in your community,
Right.
or simply treating everyone you encounter with kindness and respect.
It's about remembering that we're all part of this grand cosmic tapestry.
Right.
Each thread contributing to the overall beauty and complexity of the design.
That's such a powerful image.
It is.
It really makes you realize that even though we might feel small and insignificant at times,
Mhm.
we're all playing a vital role in this grand cosmic dance.
Absolutely.
But before we get too carried away with cosmic metaphors,
Right.
let's bring it back to the listener. What's the one thing you really want them to take away from this deep dives into the nine heavens?
If I had to choose one thing,
Yeah.
it would be this. The nine heavens and this realm of pure energy,
Mm-hmm.
they're not just abstract concepts.
Right.
They offer a roadmap for living a more fulfilling, purposeful life.
Yeah.
Right here, right now.
I like that.
It's about cultivating awareness,
Yeah.
choosing love over fear,
Mm-hmm.
and recognizing the profound interconnectedness that binds us all.
Beautifully said. And for all of you listening,
Yeah.
I encourage you to reflect on what resonated with you most from this exploration.
Mm-hmm.
What insights sparked your curiosity?
All right.
What practices feel most aligned with your own journey?
Exactly.
Because ultimately, this is about creating your own personal nine heavens experience
Absolutely.
right here on Earth. So keep exploring, keep questioning,
Yes.
keep diving deep.
I love it.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and insights.
Please share them.
Share them with us on social media.
Yeah.
And until next time, may your journey be filled with light, love, and endless possibilities.
Beautiful.